put the script on the web and you didn't get very much from that. We had the first blogger screening, and you didn't get much help from that. How can we be helpful to you now?
I do get some help from both of it. I mean, I think the problem, I mean, what happened with the script was that I think that unless you're sort of used to reading scripts, they're very anodyne. They're not, you don't, unless you have the sort of tools to understand how I think they're going to be interpreted, it's not an easy thing. So the comments that I got back were majoritively, not exclusively, but majoritively from people who I think didn't enjoy the process of reading the script because it didn't give them enough information. There was no soundtrack playing or whatever, but it was an interesting. I mean, I suppose as far as that one was concerned, you could all kind of take script writing classes or something, but in terms of the blogger screen was incredibly helpful. It gave me a lot of boosts in terms because the reaction was generally very positive. The only thing was in terms of getting the identity. I was sort of almost looking for the one-liner I could use to describe the film. And I got lots of different one-liners, and I wasn't really able to fully settle on one, as it were. So I really don't want anyone to think it was unhelpful. It was extremely helpful.
Maybe more, not so much practical, but maybe it's kind of psychologically helpful.
Yeah, both, and also the knowledge that it was out there, that reading everyone's blogs afterwards, it was it was a big boost. It was good. How you can help us in the future? I don't. Well, I guess kind of carry on the conversation. I mean, I think that's the point, and that's what Hugh's always talking about is opening it up to conversation. And I think that I mean, it's not if I get a critical review of the film from a blogger that that's it's something I can do about it now because the film's finished. You know what I mean? And that was one of the reasons I wanted to put it out early. That's one of the principal reasons I wanted to put the script out, was I wanted to kind of get the feedback early. And I guess if I just kept it there for a bit longer, I might have got something really useful.
Yeah.
Can I be really cheeky, and can I ask you to take the camera from Colin, and can Colin sit there, because I want to ask Colin.
Colin, give us a hint. Give us a hint.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll listen.
Go, Colin.
And you go, Colin.
Wait, let us
Yeah, Colin.
I'm really short. Can hear them?
We've talked about this before, but I want you to say to everyone in the associate distributors and maybe marketing department,
That's what I do all of it.
what did you find were the most difficult things about working with this whole kind of dinosaur industry and then trying to do something really new and interesting? And I know we talked about photographs and things like that.
I suppose the first thing that you run into, as you will have done, is access, and that I suppose comes out of developing a relationship, like making any film. The good stuff comes from building a bond with the people that you're working with.
Excuse me, Colin writes the Hallam Foe blog. He's a project manager, or he's the main Hallam Foe blogger, for just in case people don't know that.
And so once you build that relationship, the fruits come from that. And so talking as a film blogger as you are, I was in a uniquely good position in order to build those relationships, because I was working as David's assistant on the movie, and I'm an old friend as well. So I'm a trusted part of the team, and that allowed me to really get an insight into the process of filmmaking, into the sort of the thoughts and experience of the people that were going through that. And so I suppose it comes down to access, and the closer you are to the decision-making hub of the film, the better access you have.
But also maintaining a kind of intellectual honesty with your readers.
Yeah, and in terms of the voice of the blog, that was something that David and I discussed for a good few weeks, 2 months in fact, before we wrote anything, and we talked about how we wanted to approach it and the kind of voice that we wanted to have, and the blogosphere really only, in my opinion, seems only willing to accept transparency. And so we aim to be as candid and revealing about the work that we were doing as possible. Now, it's a very fragile business putting together a film, so you can't share everything, but we tried to share as much as we could.
None of that was in focus. I'm sorry. I'm terrible.
You're gonna have to go again.
Shit. Can you just ask it again?
So, right, from the top.
I'm sorry, dude. I tried really hard and everything.
Sit down yourself again as well. I think I can remember where I was.